I get giddy about this show. It's something about Take Two that is so super laid back and so much fun that I love to do. Nothing against Double XP because that's my baby. I love Double XP podcast, but I get a little bit giddy, and I think part of the reason is because we don't have like that we going live. We got the intro music playing. We kind of sitting there for a little bit longer, talking and chilling, and then cold mics, hot mics, and then get into it. So none of that. But I gotta find a real my transition because otherwise I'm gonna have this big old fat cheesy smile every single time we go live on this podcast. And with all that being said, what's going on, people? Famous Hammer here from level1gaming.com, and congratulations, you got leveled up to 12. This is the Take Two podcast. Per usual, today I am with my sister from another Mr. The Floor Hugger. What's going on, sis?
Not much fame. How are you this week? I know it's been a little chaos, but we got video games here to just chill us all out.
It's been chaos. Yesterday was the first Double XP, and it wasn't that natural flow like we usually have. We're a little bit rough yesterday getting back into it, but I think it's just part of the, even though we weren't out for a super long time, it's part of being out and getting back into the flow.
Yeah.
So I'm actually getting ready to pull up the
Y'all better
YouTube
be
here.
tweeting this out. You better let people come and watch us.
Definitely shut the stream out.
Floor Hugger is fine comments. This is too much.
But why not? You can't handle all the love that you're getting?
What if behind these glasses my eyes are cross-eyed? Well, they've seen me without my glasses. Never mind.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Have they? I don't think I've.
Yeah.
Of course, I've seen you without glasses on, but I don't ever remember you seeing you unless you on Twitch.
When I stream, yeah, but I've never been without my glasses on Level 1 Gaming.
You know what? I never noticed that you don't wear glasses on Twitch. It's only on the podcast.
Because I won't be able to see half the time because I'm playing in the dark, so it's like I can't see my keyboard.
I know.
Maybe with Big Daddy Fame stimulus package, she can send some money my way so I can get me an RGB keyboard.
Look, man, I was talking to Big T. See if he can throw me another band or two, but it ain't happening. But
He's about to get
King Arthur, there he is. The Floor Hugger, so fine. There it is.
What if I'm cross-eyed? What if
she cross-eyed and snag a tooth? King Arthur, you still think she fine? Floor Hugger, so fine.
But yeah, please tweet out the stream. Let people know that the Take Two show is live.
We up and running.
Before we get into our topics.
We up and running. So we're gonna see how many people are gonna flow in today. We had a flow of people coming in yesterday, and I just knew it was because of the stuff going on, and I was cool with that. Yeah. I was absolutely cool with that. But King Arthur, we gonna make the level 1 profile picture Hugger's face. I think that'll make you happy. There we go. Look at that. Hard eyes, baby.
You talk now, but thank you to good old Hustle and Motivate. He sent me that picture of your face when I was talking about Dauntless.
Wow.
So.
Cold-blooded.
My boy got me.
It's okay. That's okay. We're going to jump right into it. No? Yeah?
Yeah, it's still dry in the world of gaming.
It is.
Because, we're just now firing back up. We talked about the first delay of the year, which is going to be first delay announced, which was Outriders yesterday. So it's kind of slow, but we're getting into things.
Hey, that's a new name. How do you spell it, Florida?
Keegan.
Keegan? I'm about to say Key Gangster. And maybe I need glasses on. Keegan, thank you for coming by. We hope you enjoy your stay. Hope you rock out with us. This is the Take Two podcast, level 12. And the gaming news has been dry. However, there is something I do want to talk about. I thought it was interesting. It came up today, and it's already being denied. But apparently, Microsoft has some type of deal / partnership with Duracell. If you notice,
they better.
Every time you buy I don't know if I have them in here or not, so let me see. This is my most recently bought controller. Okay, I took them out. Every time you buy an Xbox...
Why don't you just show them your shotgun shell box of batteries?
Listen. These ain't Duracells, but I'm ready to go. Look, I stay strapped. Ivan, what's up, family? I stay strapped at all times.
What's up, Ivan?
I do got the plug and plays, but I stay strapped with those batteries. But apparently, Microsoft and Duracell have a partnership, and so in every controller you buy from Xbox comes with Duracell batteries, and so people automatically assumed that that's the reason why Xbox hasn't switched to a internal battery pack because of said partnership with Duracell. Is Microsoft come out and said that's not the case? However, I want to talk. I want to ask you, Flowhugger. I don't have a problem with the AA batteries. I have a AA batteries and I have the plug and play. Right? There's pros and cons to both. Pros and cons to both. Right? But why do you think Microsoft is still using the double? Because it seems like a lot of people are crapping on Microsoft all last gen, all the gen before, and this gen for still using AA batteries. Yes, I have a lot, Keegan. A lot. I stay ready. Got a game, baby.
Well, like, I have the plug and play too, the batteries, but I don't go through them like you do with PC. I don't think it's a partnership issue. I think it's maybe they don't want to go to an internal battery because, I mean, you can take the batteries out of this, and as long as you take care of this controller, it'll always be with you.
Mm-hmm.
An internal battery, a lot can go wrong with it. It's more practical. It's inconvenient, but it's more practical to have an external battery. I mean, think about how many issues the PlayStation 4 controllers are now starting to have because the internal batteries aren't charging as much and not holding their charge, or they're drawing from a weird source. I don't think it has anything to do with Duracell. I think Xbox is just trying to, like, hey, we want our controllers to last for a long time, and we want you to buy our $150 controller and know it's going to last for 5 years, and the battery's not going to go bad.
Because they're the Elite controller. I have the original Elite controller. I keep feeling like my green screen is about to fall. Like, if y'all see me looking back, looking paranoid, because before the show started, the delay was my fault. All right, I take that because my green screen kept falling because I had the legs. I didn't have the legs out, and I'm an idiot. I'm not very smart.
Yeah.
But the original Elite controller, if I'm not mistaken, had internal, and the Elite V2 has internal, right? And Keegan talked about it too. I mean, it is really practical when you think about it. The chances of your DualShock 4 or 5 completely crapping out on you is low. But there is a chance that internal battery goes bad, and what are you going to do? Operate on the controller? No, you're going to go out and buy a new controller. With the Xbox controller, I do have some plug and plays that went bad.
We got you.
But my controller is still mint. I could pop another plug and play, or my babies, I can pop them in there.
Shotgun them in.
I can shotgun them in, and we still rolling.
Yeah.
I think
it's more practical. I think
it's something else that's convenient for gamers to complain about. I don't think anyone who actually uses the Xbox controller, who loves the feel of the Xbox controller, is going, oh man, if this thing had an internal battery, I would be so much better at Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, that's not a real thing.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I think Ivan's right. Shout out to Ivan. Great guy. I think it does void the warranty if you open your PS4 controller. I've opened mine I wanted to see like what it was like and customize and stuff and swap stuff in and out, but a lot of people, that might deter a lot of people. Gamers are all about the practicality. We need thanks for hanging out, Keegan.
Definitely, Keegan. Thank you.
The practicality. Yeah, come by anytime. We need that practicality. Like, I can swap a battery in and out, but I can pay $10, $15 for a new battery pack, plug and play, or like whatever your whole thing of batteries is there. But I don't want to pay $80 for a new controller. Or if you're in the new generation, $90 or more for some of the controllers, especially if you live in Canada where prices are expensive on everything.
It took me a second when you was talking controller prices. I'm over here like, what kind of? I keep forgetting Canada. I keep forgetting. I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. I'm so sorry.
I showed you.
You did.
A brand new Sea of Thieves controller from Amazon in Amazon Canada is $400, and it's brand new from factory, everything. I'm like,
Well, that
okay,
and
why?
it has a high resale value too because they're not manufacturing
True.
more. Because I went on eBay because I actually had a Spectrum guy come over and a gamer guy, real cool, and he was saying how someone sold him the Cyberpunk controller, brand new for like $40 because he didn't realize what he had. And I was like, bro,
Yeah.
let me show you this. And I showed him that controller. He was like, dude, I've been trying to find that controller everywhere, but you can't get it for no less than $200. Like $200 for the
Mm-hmm.
Series controller in America is the minimum you're going to get for that controller. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be afraid to know what that thing costs in Canada if at minimum it's $200 here.
Let's see. Let's go on Amazon. We'll keep talking and I'll look this up.
Baron, what's up? Communication director level1gaming.com. If your emails are getting blown up, it's because of Baron. Don't blame me. The man does an amazing job. But yes, I'm all for these batteries to keep coming. I hope if like we talked about yesterday, if they do implement a DualSense type controller, which Microsoft is what we're hearing, they're putting out fillers to say, hey, what do you think about these type of fixtures with the haptic feedback and things of that such? I still want the option to have AA batteries. I still want that option.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well, and
go ahead.
excuse me, I'm dying. And okay, so the cheapest one I found here is $175.
Okay.
But the most expensive is $250, all with free shipping.
Is this eBay or Amazon?
Amazon Canada.
Amazon, okay. The prices are way high on eBay.
Oh, of course. But the also with AA's, you know what you're getting. It's a solid, what was it, 12 volts? You're solid, whatever. And you know what your controller's drawing. You can play enough, you can guesstimate the hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, however much you use it. With an internal battery, you can never charge it as much as it has been charged the first time. It's the charges will be less and less as you go on, and the more the controller gets older. And with the external battery, you can monitor that, and you know where it's drawing from. I mean, I had to go into my PlayStation controller and unhook the light because the light was the little light bar. It just draws too much over time when I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't want to charge my controller. My controller's getting older. It's got less charge now, and I'm like, do I want to pay for a battery? Do I want to get a new controller? Like,
and again,
you know what PlayStation needs to do? Do those custom controllers. They need dumbass custom controllers.
They do.
Next year.
I hope with the DualSense we get more custom controllers than we did for the DualSense 4. But I know there's always one person that's always going to say, I've always used a DualShock controller and I've never had issues. You guys are making stuff up. We're not saying that you're going to have issues having it, because you may never have an issue. Your thing might be perfect forever, but there are people, because it's not happening to you, there are people who have issues with the battery in their controller, and they just end up going to buy a new one. Because most people, not the people on Twitter, everyone got to realize gamers on a lot of them on YouTube and Twitter are considered for the most part, not all of y'all, hardcore gamers. For the casuals, oh, my controller's I can't play unwired for more than, an hour. I'm going to go buy another controller. They're not going to try to fix it or replace the batteries, do this, call Sony. They're going to go buy another one. And they're going to give that one to their little brother so they can pretend like he's playing when he's really not. Let's call a spade a spade. So, back to the point. If there was a deal with Duracell, more power to Microsoft. More power to them. That's... You know what I'm saying? And those, usually the batteries I buy with a brand new controller last me a long time. Them Duracell batteries ain't energizers, but they keep going and going and going and going.
Yep.
So I'm all for it.
I just don't see why people are so against. Like, yes, it's inconvenient, but it's also convenient at the same time. But people just want to complain.
I see my guys in the chat hustle and motivate, who be hustling motivating. Appreciate you coming through again, my guy. At some point, we're going to have to get that level 1 stamp on you, my guy. We're going to have to get that iron pierced into your skin, my guy. At some point. I thought that point was last night when you called me on accident. He called me and I was like, I was talking to the Porcelain King. And I was like, did he mean to call me? I'm about to call him back later.
Dear God.
But we're going to move on. As you guys know, take two. We don't hold you guys too long. We got a couple more things we want to run through. We want to keep the biggest one toward the end because that one has a lot of verbiage to it. Wonder Woman 84. I will do my best not to spoil it, right? So if you haven't watched it and you're afraid that I'm an idiot and I will spoil it for you, I apologize. But I'm going to do my best not to spoil it for you. But this movie is getting a lot of hate. A lot of hate. And I'm here to tell you right now. It deserves it. It absolutely deserves all the hate that
It's
is
not what
getting.
I was expecting.
The first Wonder Woman movie was immaculate.
Yes,
This one, I was almost embarrassed for myself because I hyped it up to my wife. I was like, "Yo, y'all, come on! Like, we don't open up gifts." And we before family came over for Christmas dinner, whatnot. I'm like, "Y'all, come on, wife and kids, come over, sit down. Like, yo, quit talking. Like, be quiet. We finna watch Wonder Woman 84. It's finna be lit." And then it started. I was like, "Yo, there's a scene inside the mall." When it started, I'm like, "Yup."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, "Yup." You know, with the little black girl. I'm like, "Yup, this finna be lit. This finna be that movie." And then it seemed like 2 hours went by before we saw anything else really happen. It's it's dialogue heavy, but it's not good dialogue heavy. I love Gal Gadot. I love her. Her and Scarlett.
Bae.
Listen.
Oh, Bae.
Listen. Right? I love her to death. But
Like,
look at the chat. Look at the
King Arthur, you gonna make me blush.
Look at for those who are listening after the fact, it says Gal Gadot fine, but floor hugger not finding the floor hugger. He said you the finest.
I mean, Gal Gadot, like Don Amigo said, you could get it.
Bro, listen. But this wasn't her best acting. The CGI in this was terrible. They had that weird scene toward the end when she was flying, when she was whipping the air and flying or whatever. It looked like me and you sat down with cheap CGI tech and made it.
We could probably do better than that, actually.
They disrespected. If you don't know by now, Cheetah is in the movie. They disrespected Cheetah's character. I have no problem with Kristen Wiig did okay, but I couldn't take her serious. She's a comedian. I'm sorry. Comedians have to be in funny movies. When they get into serious roles, I cannot take them. I barely took, oh God, what is his name in Uncut Gems? Adam Sandler. It took me a while to take him serious in Uncut Gems, but he pulled it off. And Uncut Gems is an amazing movie. He did his thing. He should have gotten an Oscar for it. But Kristen Wiig, I couldn't take her serious from the jump. And I knew what they was doing with it. I was like, I cannot take her serious. It has a great plot.
She would have to
not plot.
do like such an amazing role or job, like almost like a Heath Ledger job.
Yes.
To take her seriously in a serious role. Yeah.
Yes. The story, it had a great meaning. I didn't mean to say plot. It had a great meaning, right? Amazing meaning. It's kind of like the movie Soul, which I'm sorry, it's on Disney Plus, but it's not for kids. My kids are bored out of their mind. No, most adults will be bored out of their mind. But I think it was a good movie and it had an amazing point. Wonder Woman 84 had a great point, but they did a really crappy job at delivering it. And this was the DC movie franchise that I really had faith that the DC would be okay going forward.
It feels a lot, and I don't know this is the problem I have with a lot of Sony movies. It feels like a lot of it was left on the cutting room floor because there's gaps in the story where you're like, something should have been there. Like something's missing from this section. So I don't know if something was cut out in between. We're not going to talk spoilers. I've seen clips of it. I've zoned out for a lot of it, so I don't remember half of it. But Bam is right. CGI, especially Cheetah CGI, was like, I talked about it before the movie came out. It was weird in the trailers. And I'm like, I do enjoy that they brought the Golden Eagle outfit. That's like one of the most iconic outfits. It's
Yes.
the armor from a previous Amazon based in the comic books that Diana found, whatever. They brought some very iconic things. Patty Jenkins, when they did behind the scenes why she didn't have a sword and shield anymore, it was very awesome. But something's missing in the movie, and I don't know if it was cut out or they just were rushing it. I just don't know what's wrong with the movie.
Man, I get it. It's not easy to. And shout out to people that are starting to flow through. Look at y'all flowing through. Now I appreciate that. Do us a big favor as we're a growing platform. If you guys take 2 seconds, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Y'all have no idea how much it helps us out trying to grow this new platform.
If you got some opinions and you want to write them down, we're definitely down looking for some writers. Just saying.
We appreciate y'all, but I had high hopes for this. I don't have any other DC movie that I'm really have high hopes for. Like, I think The Flash is going to be bad. I'm already hearing that they took out Cyborg because they're going to recast him, which is a good job because the Cyborg from that they had was boring. I
think he got the raw end of the deal.
So. He did definitely. I'm glad.
It's nothing memorable. Like Baron just said, nothing about it is memorable. Like, we can all have one memorable moment of the original Wonder Woman movie where she's coming up into no man's land off the ladder and it shows her shield and sword and she's deflecting the bullets. Memorable. Can't remember anything, even with the eagle armor. Can't remember anything from this movie at all.
Trevor has a good point.
Looking.
The multiple enemies thing doesn't work well. Cheetah isn't some throwaway villain. I'm sorry. I didn't like the disrespect for Cheetah. Cheetah's a bad like the fact that she was really only Cheetah for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And
you can't do that.
And they showed how dope she is for just a few moments, and then that was it. Like that kind of hurt. Like she's in the. Go ahead.
Doesn't it feel almost like Suicide Squad, where is Joker the bad guy? Is it Enchantress? Like, who is the bad guy here? You got to have one main villain. You can have your accompanying, but you can't have more.
Well, just like Trevor is one of 3 people in the world subscribed to Ubisoft Plus, I am one of the 16 people in the world who actually liked Suicide Squad. I liked it.
I loved it.
And I hate we're 2 of 2. I hate the fact that they replacing Deadshot. Like, it's not Will Smith no more. That hurts. Like
him and Margot Robbie were one of the reasons I watched.
Exactly. The fact that they're replacing him bothered me. And I believe it's who are they?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, and I love Idris Elba. I love Idris Elba. I don't want him as my Deadshot. I don't know what happened between Will Smith and DC, but if it was something he wanted, he's Will effing Smith. You give it to him. If he wanted a big raise, you give it to him.
I think it was being filmed at the same time as Aladdin, so I think there might have been scheduling conflict.
Oh, they should delay it so that way they can get Will Smith to do his thing, because he's Will effing Smith. He's one of the greatest of our times. Give that man his roses, just like give Jim Carrey his roses. Look what he did for Sonic. He single-handedly saved the Sonic film. Give Jim Carrey his roses. There are some people who are just iconic and have done way too much for you just not to give them what the hell they want. Will Smith is get what he wants. Give Jim Carrey what he wants. Give him their roses. Yeah. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't know what needs to happen for Wonder Woman. I think maybe the eventual director's cut needs to come out for it to be like, this is the movie. But yeah, there's a lot that's not great. It's not horrible like some people like. I think this is better than Captain Marvel. Maybe because I'm just not a super fan of Brie Larson.
I love you, but I can't get on board with that.
I'm not a fan of Brie Larson. Like, she's a hit or miss for me. In Scott Pilgrim, loved her.
I did love her in Scott Pilgrim.
Maybe it's more my behind the scenes stuff that she did that kind of turned me off to her and just stuff. But Captain Marvel was like, this is better than Captain Marvel to me. But nothing beats the original Wonder Woman. And I'm not talking about Linda Carter.
this movie can't be in the same Blu-ray collection as Captain Marvel. And that just showed you how disappointed I am in this movie. Captain Marvel was way better than this. My wife, my kids all had a much better time watching Captain Marvel than this abomination. It's not the worst superhero film I've ever seen, but the expectation coming off of what the original Wonder Woman movie was made this that much worse.
I mean, it's not an Elektra bad, but it's not Wonder Woman 1 bad. Although I've come to love the old Marvel movies. They're awful. Elektra, Daredevil, they're awful, but they're so good.
They're terrible. The Netflix Daredevil made the old Ben Affleck Daredevil look like it was made by a 3-year-old.
Because it probably was. Let's be 100%. Those movies are awful, but they have a special place in my heart. Because at that time, it wasn't cool to watch them. It wasn't until Avengers came out that it was cool to be a nerd and into that stuff. We all know that. Where people were like, being a nerd is cool now. Okay, I've been it for 20 plus years already. Damn, now it's cool.
Sorry,
what do y'all think? Has any of y'all watched the 1984?
Is it 1984?
Yeah.
I keep saying 84.
We're not going to talk about it. It's the same thing. We're not going to talk about it, but the way it ended left so many plot holes and unanswered questions, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I don't know what they can do with this thing going forward. That's just me.
Director's cut.
We'll let it die.
Patty Jenkins is literally gonna have to recut the film, just like we're waiting for the Schneider cut. Ooh, excuse me, the Patty Jenkins cut.
I just wonder how much they took
still
out.
Fine as Gal Gadot with that burp.
I don't know. Where's King Arthur? Jesus Christ!
It feels like they did take out quite a bit. That's what I'm like. It's the same thing with Sony movies. Who's cutting these movies? Sony is notorious for like bad cuts. It's not as bad as Fantastic Four. Because oh god, nothing can be bad as that movie. I'm talking about the newer Fantastic Four, not the Jessica Alba ones, because she made them fine because she's in them. I don't really care about the other movies.
Hope y'all didn't hear my keyboard too
Wonder
much.
Woman. And the disrespect.
We don't have a guy that can go that's in here and typing up tags and stuff on the podcast. We do everything on our own grassroots, baby. It's just us. So I'm trying to host a show, co-host a show while like thumbnail, tags.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe we'll bring somebody in one day to do that for us.
Man, that would be nice. That would be nice. Right? That would be like, here's the overlay. You know, get the thumbnail. Here's the thing. Go put it in the text. That would be nice. But you know, I don't think we're cool enough yet.
No, we're not cool enough. But
Chakalaka say Wonder Woman does not suck. Fight me.
The original one doesn't suck.
The original doesn't suck. Yeah. 1984 is boo boo. Before we move on, here boo boo. Stinky. Stinky.
So the last topic is a big one. So I'm going to read a lot to you guys, and we're going to talk a bit about it before we head out. Because, you know, it's Thursday. I know my light just went out because I switched screens. It's Thursday. Maybe there's some football on. There's always some football on. I'm going to watch either a rerun of a game or go play something. I don't know. But we're going to talk about the CD Projekt Red lawsuits and then the thing that was put on Reddit gaming leaks and rumors, which was allegedly, we're going to say this to cover our ass. Allegedly, somebody working for CD Projekt Red posted on the gaming leaks and rumors a bunch of stuff that's been happening since the release. So, what should we start with? The reading or the lawsuits?
Either one. Go with it. I'm cool with it.
Okay, let's do the reading. No, let's do lawsuits.
Do the lawsuits.
So, we don't know. We only know that there's 4 lawsuits so far. Last time I checked, was the investors were suing them for basically what they did to us, lying about the game. So we don't know the internals. We don't know the externals. We don't know the contracts, but investors are never in it for the goodness of their hearts. That's the whole point of investors. They want their return. And yes, they did make their money back. They sold, what was it,
13
million
million
units?
after the refunds.
Exactly. So they made their money back, but it was also probably a breach of contract. That's why they're probably suing them. Or, you know, you said it was going to work on these consoles. It doesn't work on the previous gen. It's buggy on the current gen or next gen, whatever. PlayStation 5. At PC, I've had weird graphical issues, but like nothing game breaking. But when I read the stuff here, there's also a lot that was taken out. There was a lot that was cut that they're putting back in, supposedly for the DLC. What do these lawsuits mean for CD? Like, CD, as much as this is the first time their credibility has really taken a hit in the 10, 11 years they've been, 12 years they've been around. What do you think these lawsuits aren't going to fold the company, but what do you think this means, Fame? Because they were the bastion, and now they're not.
And in the grand scheme of it all, drop The Witcher 4, no one's going to care anymore.
You're not wrong.
If The Witcher 4 is a great game, no one's going to care. Yes, this is a stain on their record, but they're not nearly going to get killed as people still kill EA, as people for the most part kill Microsoft's first party studios, the before they blew up all the extra studios. I don't think it's going to be a stain. Drop The Witcher 4, and it's everything people dreamed of from loving The Witcher 3. No one's going to care. And that sucks. Not that it sucks, right? But they're going to get away with it.
It's the truth.
And it's the cold hard truth, because gamers, at the end of the day, we will sit here and say how we're going to fight, protest, use our wallets as our voices. But the moment someone's getting ready to drop a game that you're looking forward to, everything they did, everything they said goes out the window. And we've seen it time and time again.
Anthem. Sorry. Anthem.
Time and time again. So
Avengers.
I think overall, right now, because it's going to be a while before we see the next Witcher game, or the next game of CD Projekt Red, right? They have a lot of ass kissing to do. They need to be dropping some mad DLC for Cyberpunk, some free DLC. They need to be earning back the goodwill.
We talked about this when, the week of that all this started happening. And we asked, what could they do to fix the reputation? I don't think they can do anything, because DLC is already free. They've already said that. If you have the game, it's just like The Witcher. You're going to get the DLC for free. They're having hot fixes and patches. They fixed the saving issue so far. There's still some weird things going on, but that's bound to happen. There's still some people that can't play it. But excuse me, this beer got me burpy tonight. Oof.
All right, King Arthur not gonna think you sexy no more. You better calm down.
He's gonna demote me to under Gal Gadot, and my feelings are gonna be so hurt. But also at the same time, she could get it. Her and Scarlet could get it. Witcher has to launch with no bugs, no problems, but it's going to. It's a big game. CD Projekt Red, we're not going to see another game from them, like a big title game, because they can continue the Thronebreaker series, which is a Witcher extension. Most people probably haven't played the Thronebreaker series. So good.
I've never even heard of that.
They have Gwent going on. Oh,
Gwent I've heard of.
Branch off. Oh, I play Gwent way too much. I gotta stop. Thronebreaker series follows right after The Witcher 3, but at the same time, it's a branch off from Skellige Islands and Clan and Crete and all that. So anyway, I don't know what they can do besides take it on the chin and be like, yeah, we messed up. You're already getting free DLC. I don't know what they can do.
Well, they're doing it right now by shutting up. Shut up and work on it. Don't put your foot in your mouth.
Also were ordered to shut up.
Yeah, true with that, especially with the lawsuits or whatever they're going through. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about a suit getting sued.
No.
Because it's
all the time.
It's the suit's reason why the game was hidden. Because I'm pretty sure the developers are probably saying, "Hey, we need more time. These consoles are extremely underpowered. And this is a very ambitious title. We need
I'm
more
gonna read.
time. Oh, Mama, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Get to that. Get to that.
No, we keep going, but when I read this, there's a lot of stuff that mentions that.
Yeah, it's a
So,
very
yeah.
it's a very ambitious title. These base consoles are trash. We need more
Mm-hmm.
time. And I'm like, no, like we've delayed too many
Mm-hmm.
times, and we need to start
Mm-hmm.
recouping the profit from this game. But
Mm-hmm. Like Trevor says, you're only as good as your last game. BioWare can fix the reputation if the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age are good. BioWare is in a weird position. Same with like CD. They're so loved for their games that we will always hold them, no matter what game they release. Most of the gamers will always hold them in a you're the greatest position. Even if I've come to love Andromeda. Andromeda, with all its bugs, is still a game that is okay to play. I love Anthem. I play Anthem every week. Fame always looks at me. He's like, "What you doing? Playing Anthem? Okay, what you doing? Playing Avengers? Now you
yes,
can't talk."
hey, and Trevor has Avengers now.
Even
Wait for him to
yeah,
finish that story, so he could jump
because you've been
in that
knocking out them
multiplayer.
achievements, man.
Like and then Dallas is playing on PlayStation 4. Once they activate crossplay, got me a squad. But continue. I'm
Oh
sorry.
boy, Mm, don't worry. So again, this is the person that allegedly works at CD Projekt Red that posted this on Gaming Leaks and Rumors. It's a lot of reading, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna mess things up. You know, you guys, I can barely speak English, and it's my main language. So,
Canadians speak English?
kind of sometimes. I mean, you guys always laugh when I say aluminium, so okay. So to start, CD hurt themselves to keep investors safe and sound. Now devs are hearing plans of a No Man's Sky style comeback due in late June. The first two patches should come out in mid-March, despite what's been said by the top executives. There will be major departures from the studio in the coming months. Dev morale is at an all-time low, and Sony is roasting our asses due to gigantic volume of refund requests. There'll be a meeting today, so whenever this was posted, with Sony execs to figure out a way to compensate players, threatening legal action. Sony Japan is especially furious.
Now hold on, before you
More to
continue. Did CD Projekt Red come out and try to debunk this, right? That this because this supposed to be from a disgruntled employee?
I have no idea. I
Okay.
think they did, but it's like as I go through, there's so many things that are hit too on the nose that you're like, I don't know if I believe you, CD.
Gotcha.
So more to come in the next few weeks. Feels terrible, man. There's no finger pointing as of now. Word on memos comes from the top. Directors and senior devs are taking the flak for the teams in what I'd call an honorable move. Just so you know, we still joke about the quest that got written more than a dozen times because a certain top dog wasn't feeling it. It ended up being cut from the final product and should come later on in the DLC next year. There are people that get hired for whatever reason and stay in the company due to being trusted by the top dogs. A good chunk of code is getting scratched and rewritten from scratch. This intended game might be ready in early June to 2021. That's being done and ready since, oh my God, it's chopped up. That's already done and ready since February. It didn't get implemented because of a major UI bug that is still present in the retail copies of the game. If you open your DAT files, you'll find a lot of scrapped content still in there, which is true. There is a lot of the mess in the DAT files. If you want a refund, please ask for it. It positively impacts us as devs because we're warned that this person, maybe they're Polish. I mean, they're working at CD, maybe. Leads the update that is due in June will sort out all of the bugs. The code for the PS4, Xbox One is getting scrapped and done separately. PS5 code is an improvement on the PC code due to its awesome dev kit Sony put together for this gen. Addressing the I almost said a bad word. Addressing the content cut as well. If you see that you guys are asking for stuff to be put back into the game, we actually intended it to be in the game since 2018. There used to be a huge underground part of the city that the public never got to see because it looked ugly to the execs. It was awesome and felt like a Machiavellian Nosferatu path on Vampire the Masquerade. Next point. This is like a lot of stuff. I don't want to hate on Keanu, but goddamn, our original Johnny was way cooler and sounded like a maniac. Think like Foltez on crack. I don't appreciate his acting either, but he's a very nice man. Walked up to us and personally greeted us on the first day, took the time to personally thank us one by one when we wrapped up recording. The word is his fee was manageable, but who knows? The original Johnny was heavily inspired by David Hayter's Solid Snake from the first Metal Gear Solid, or believe it or not, Cillian Murphy. There was a whole AI routine with minor gang violence in those areas, stuff you could sit back and watch and unfold or directly influence. There was also a lot of drug use with kids that eventually got cut due to inside censorship. There were priests and Hare Krishna side arcs that got cut due to censorship. Miles wrote a side quest where a Max TAC officer offed himself, and you could take its place, but it created such a complex detour from everything tonally that it got cut as well. I hope it comes back because it felt amazing. You get to go into their headquarters and hack stuff. You'd see the police trying to operate and breaking down mid-arrest due to your shenanigans. Okay, and then this is the last screen. This is the most I've ever heard to talk in a long time. It might sound it's like on and on.
You don't have water next to you. You can hydrate. Hold on.
Oh, let me take a sip.
Hydrate. Oh wait a minute. You hydrating with beer. That's right. That's my hugger.
I'm Canadian, eh? Might sound weird, but the disaster launch was actually something beneficial from our perspective. A cold shower sets priorities straight, and so we're able to resume work on what was originally intended without having a bunch of assholes breathing down our neck to publish it. I believe it's due to the miscommunication and leads not setting goals that they should have. The game was jumbled together for the 2019 E3. The last dev comp before the scrap was 160 gigabytes alone. There should be some whistleblowing in the coming weeks and the step downs. Series X was a mere rewrite of code and load orders. Next Gen Architect is actually good for ports. It's company policy to release a game when the game runs without debugging hitches, and the reason why it did release still baffles me to this day. It's the reason why I started this thread. It's a mix of hubris, deep incompetence, and some big names around here. I'm going home for the holidays, and I'm really thinking about my friends who will be in the office for the next couple months doing scrapped work without being the person to say, I told you so. It's your fault, boss. The next E3 will be bizarre for CD Projekt Red, I bet. We scrapped 2 whole arcs because the mission cleared a save due to a bug with character placement. We also scrapped a big portion of the underground and the sewers because of bugs. Night City had 3 different cabs besides Veilfront, and the drivers would hold whole conversations and give quests. Those also were scrapped. Police pathfinding scripting worked wonderfully until somebody screwed the pooch. All I know is it's already being fixed. It was a major oversight, of course. Morgan Blackhand's backstory and a nod to the corporate wars, the DLC will add a lot. The crazy and cool ideas Mike gave us. Mike Pondsmith. When we began the briefing. You guys should have a complete game by the end of next year, if everything goes well. Jesus, that's a lot.
It is a lot
to take in there.
I wonder, because I vaguely remember seeing something saying that CD is trying to debunk a lot of this stuff. I need to find it. I remember seeing it in a thread somewhere on maybe it was on Reset Era. But geez Louise, it's hard not to hard not to believe it. Like if that's a fake, that's the best fake in the if that's a fake, that is the best fake in the world.
Like if that is fake, that's more convincing than who was the big leak? Was it Naughty Dog that had the big leak about all their games and stuff and how they were crunching people at the end of the
Naughty Dog. Jason Schreier, yeah, he spoke out against Naughty Dog. That.
So wait to play Cyberpunk? Yeah.
I don't plan on playing it until I got a Series X or a PS5 in there, or if I decide to quit being lazy and build this PC. The fans got
There's
cyberpunked. Facts.
I I'm if you guys remind me, I'll put it in our level 1 gaming Discord, the link to it, if it's still up. That is actually because somebody screenshotted this. I don't know if it's still up. There's just so much that is too on the nose, too much that feels right, and a lot of people are like, even if it's not true, it probably has some merit or truth because where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep. There and
But
even like I say, if it's a lie, there's some truth in every lie.
hmm hmm
The Series X can
it
easily
just
find. I keep seeing more bundles. One by itself,
yeah.
I can't seem to find. I keep it's my sort of see one is bundles, and I'm not getting ripped off. Yo, get a Series X along with these 3 controllers and Madden and NBA 2K. I'm not gonna play either one of them 2 games, and I got too many controllers. I'm good. I just want to spend 500, 500, and that's it.
Oh, fame.
You showed me
Yeah,
where I can walk in
Cyberpunk.
there. Oh, my bad. Continue.
There's a. I talked about this on stream. There's a lot. It doesn't feel like you get lost in the world. There's a lot to it, but not a lot to it at the same time. It's a very empty world. Like you're there alone, and like The Witcher. Let's take their previous game. The world, the world doesn't. It moves around you in Cyberpunk, but in Witcher, the world moves without you. Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be there for somebody to get murdered, for the grass to grow, for things to happen, but not in Cyberpunk. And god dang, some of those animations are weird. Somebody actually just did a mod, I think on PC, where they put it in third person, and I'm so glad the game is not in third person because it looks awful. Young A has a video about it. It's awful.
I might go check
Oh
that
my
out because
god.
I wanted the game to be third person.
You can put it in third person when you're driving and stuff, but aside from that, please. Awful.
We'll see.
But yeah.
And hopefully, this is the last like negative cyberpunk topic we had. We've talked a lot of cyberpunk in the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, it's all
Mm-hmm.
good news from going forward because I mean we all love video games. We're all in this gaming thing, and we want the games to be awesome. We want developers to do a great job and have great experiences, so we can have great experiences. So hopefully, everything's get turned around.
Exactly.
We'll see though.
We never want to cover the bad of the gaming industry, but we do for the simple fact of a lot of these companies like to bury it when their next game comes out. So we want you guys to be aware of it and be oh, I didn't know that. Well, now you do. Can't say you didn't hear it.
And if you can hear this and you do so happen to want to write about those bad things in the gaming industry, you can DM myself or
Mm-hmm.
DM Hugger. Go to our website, level1gaming.com. That is lv1gaming.com. We have a contact us tab. Go to the contact us email and let us know, hey, I'm interested in getting my foot in the gaming industry because I want to talk bad about CD Projekt Red, and that's cool. We come open arms to any and everyone who got the passion for video games, who wants to get their foot in the gaming industry. We created a platform for you. So come on and let us know. We're gonna get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Hugger, you got any goodbyes?
Just in this time of whatever in the world, because it's wherever, everywhere, just support each other. Ask your friend, how you doing today? And ask them, no, how are you really doing? And have a conversation. You're never bothering somebody, and we're always here for you guys. And play some video games, watch some dumb stuff on TV or YouTube, and just enjoy life.
Yes, indeed. With all that said, congratulations, you guys leveled up to 12. This was the Take Two podcast. Do not forget tomorrow, Peep Game Podcast with Dallas and Baron J67. And then next Wednesday, Double XP Podcast does return 7 p.m. CST with our guest Neo Game Spark. The homie gonna come through and hang out with us. Should be a hella dope
Mm-hmm.
episode. I want you guys to have an amazing day, amazing night. I should have said, you guys be safe, and we'll see you guys when we see you guys. Peace.
Arigato.
Domo arigato. Let me not do that. Peace out, y'all.